Hello all, and welcome back to the Invictus stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Harlan Guthrie, and I am here with the lovely, the incomparable Ms. Jo Fallick.
That's me. I'm the one.
You are the one, and tonight we are here with a Call of Cthulhu adventure from the two-player supplement they released called Does Love Forgive? This game is called Mask of Desire.
Spooky.
Yeah, you like that, eh?
Yeah.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is, of course, game night. This is Call of Cthulhu, and I am here to welcome you to another wonderful game. Hopefully, something that works out well. I'm actually just making sure our feed works.
I'm hoping we're live.
Yeah.
No one has said hello yet.
Yeah, I know.
In the meantime, enjoy a lovely commercial for this caffeinated beverage. It is called Monster Energy Ultra Blue. Just in case regular blue is not enough, you need Ultra.
You need the most ultra blue
Michael
in the place.
and Brianna say that we're live.
Yeah, Michael and Brianna say we're live, but the link to the video that I've scheduled is not. Yeah, it's not working. So YouTube changed all of their streaming stuff, and it's terrible. So I'm just going to delete that.
Delicious beverage.
Yeah. Keep talking to us about your beverage for a second.
Let me tell you all about it, Harlan.
Yeah?
There are 473 delicious milliliters in this can. 10 calories, because I don't like too much sugar in my drinks, but I like it to taste sweet. So there's artificial sweeteners in here. 137 milligrams of caffeine. That's not too bad. That's like a cup and a half of coffee right here. And we have some niacin. We have some vitamin B6, vitamin B12, 580% of your vitamin B12 intake. Just for the vegetarians and vegans out there, I used to drink energy drinks as a dietary supplement when I was a vegan because that's one of the nutrients that's kind of hard for you to get when you're a vegan, vitamin B12. And if you don't get enough, you'll go blind.
All right, I'm going to figure that out after. YouTube, stop changing your shit because for some reason now doesn't work. So screw you for doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, of course, to the Invictus stream. Tonight we're playing Call of Cthulhu Mask of Desire. That's right, the return of Maxine Hart, the fun, lovable investigator from last week-ish? 2 weeks ago?
How many weeks ago?
I think it was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it? It was the last game that we ran.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either. But welcome back, Cotter style. Yeah, so this is one of the two adventures in that game. I've read through both, obviously. We played the other one a few weeks ago, whenever it was. Tonight's one is a little different. Not in out-of-the-box way, but different than what I typically run. So it'll be fun to see how it all plays out, I suppose. What else is there to say?
Thank you so much to everyone who has gone and listened to our Icewind Dale podcast.
Yes.
Podcast of the Frost Maiden
Yes.
that Dice Shame released. Came out on Monday. In association with Wizards of the Coast.
In association with Wizards of the Coast.
We had to keep kind of close-lipped about it for a little while based on our contract.
Yes, but if for some reason your head was in the sand, we just did a episode of Dice Shame called Cold Dead Hands for the D&D celebration. It is on the Wizards of the Coast website. It's a huge honor. It is a huge opportunity, and it was such a blast to do. And frankly, I think it was an amazing episode.
I'm really proud of us. Great job.
Yeah, I'm really proud of us too. No, but genuinely, if you have any doubts whatsoever about checking out our other show, or for whatever reason you haven't already, please go to the D&D website right now, or the Dungeon Delve podcast that they have on any podcast feed.
Or pop on over to www.diceshamepodcast.com.
Well, but the episode's not there.
But it will be soon.
In 2 weeks. Yeah. So instead, just do the Dungeon Delve, because we do want you to hear it. But tomorrow, a new episode of Dice Shame is going to be out. The one that precedes the Icewind Dale episode, which is actually a great episode in its own light.
Oh God, it's so good.
Yeah.
So for those of you who have not yet listened to the Icewind Dale episode, don't worry. You can still listen to episode 49 as it's released tomorrow or late tonight.
Yeah, actually, that's the best way to do it. If you haven't listened to Icewind Dale yet, just wait a minute and then listen to 49 tomorrow and then listen to it, because technically it's 50. We're going to be re-releasing it on our feed regularly when Dice Shame,
a week from tomorrow.
So it's going to be a bit of a double up. But anyway, lots of great stuff. Thank you to everyone who's listened. If you haven't listened, go check it out now.
Also, I just wanted to make a quick plug to Extra Life. It's coming up really fast. We have about 6 weeks to go until Extra Life. So
really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know. It's crazy. So we're going to be doing 24 hours of gaming, Children's Miracle Network donations. We're drumming them up. If you belong to any other gaming communities, you probably would have heard them talk about it already, but we're really excited about it. We're going to do a Hot Ones challenge.
Yeah, we are. It's going to be hot.
Eat some wings.
Probably do some more. I'm thinking spooky streams damn soon. What you thinking? I want to do some spooky streams. I want to do some more Call of Cthulhu.
Maybe this weekend.
Aren't you working nights?
Yep. So maybe Monday night?
Well, we could do like a 7 till 10 or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, honestly, I don't want to stay up that late anymore. I'm old. And we got Henry. So either way, more spooky streams, more Call of Cthulhu, more gaming, more everything. Please donate. extralife.org/Invictus might be the URL.
But it's on the Dice Shame website. And we'll post. Someone can post it in the chat.
Post it in the chat, someone.
Last little nugget of
more nugs.
Join us on Discord. That's where all the fun happens.
Join us on Discord, you jerk.
Don't chat and commentate and follow along on YouTube or Twitch.
No one's listening to you.
Our community hangs out with us on Discord, and they're wonderful.
And if you are watching this and you're asking why we're not woke,
we are woke. We're the wokest.
Oh no, what was last time? They got mad that we were woke.
We were too woke.
Fuck you. By the way, this is 18 plus, so fuck you, and all that stuff. Suck a dick. What was I gonna say? Oh, like the video.
Oh, that's the last thing.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Without further ado. That sounds like I'm saying a Jew. That's offensive. That's not what I'm saying. With further ado, a Jew? Ado sounds weird. It's like
A-D-O.
Yeah, but it doesn't. Is it really ado?
Mm-hmm.
Why did I think it was like adieu, like D-U-E? But then D-U-E is still do, but it sounds like dew. Dew? Without further ado. Oh, but adieu is a word. That's why. Adieu.
A-D-I-E-U.
Okay, good night, guys.
Okay, bye.
Without further, let's play the game. Call of Cthulhu. Mask of Desire. It's Saturday, October 14th, 1932. It's been almost 3 years since you've left Chicago. After the unfortunate disappearance of your childhood friend, Elliot, you and Maddie were never the same. Watching him leap from the roof not only shook your trust, but never being able to find his body shook your understanding of what was possible in this world. While you tried your best to continue your work as a PI, the town and the events which you encountered changed you. So much so that moving back to your home city of New York felt like a welcome change of pace. Since you were without a steady income, you decided to move in with your brother Lucas and get a job at a nearby diner. The only apartment you and Lucas could comfortably share without being on top of each other required a third tenant, and so you decided to take on a new roommate, Anna Conrad. Anna, who you met working alongside at the diner, was a perfect fit, and the two of you became fast friends. You, Lucas, and Anna have been living together peacefully and relatively comfortably for the past 6 months. While you and Anna enjoy your time at the diner, her real aspirations, which she's made no attempt to hide, is to become a professional singer. So much so that she's even gotten representation in the form of Emily Weber, her manager and talent agent. Tonight, As a way to get Anna's talents recognized by the artistic community, Emily has arranged for you three to attend a party at Madame Panthea de Tisson's penthouse. And as you exit the elevator and step out onto the top floor of the Enosia Hotel, you get the sinking feeling as if you're very underdressed. Lucas steps out of the elevator first, sort of holds the door open as you and Anna exit. Maxine, you're standing in a gorgeous hallway. You tear a fart. You're standing in a gorgeous hallway, the marble floors, the wall sconces, and immediately you hear the music, the piano playing, the loud singing of a party. Anna sort of nervously looks to you as Lucas takes a few steps ahead, and she sort of tugs on your shirt. I can't do this. I can't do this.
Yes, you can. This is going to be great.
Great?
Your hair looks lovely.
Yeah?
And those pearls just make your outfit sing. It's going to be great.
I can't do this. And she like turns around and goes to the elevator.
I link her arm with my elbow as she turns her back to me, and we kind of do a little do-si-do in the hallway, swing her back around towards the party.
Lucas, your brother, sort of stops and turns around. Come on. Oh, you're having another freak out? He says to Anna, and she sort of like nods loudly. Yeah, I think I am. Can we go, Max? She says to you.
No, we're going to stay for one glass of champagne. You need to do a little bit of hobnobbing, at least. Emily had to pull some strings to get us in here in the first place.
Emily pulled a lot of strings to get us in here, girls. This is important. And Anna, you have the talent. You have the power. You have the presence.
He's right. This is for your career. Just take a deep breath with me right now. Nothing bad is going to happen. We're just going to go in there, shake some hands, bat some eyelashes, pass your name around.
Okay, but do me a favor, guys. And she looks mostly at you, Max, and she says, you know how I get sometimes when I'm with new people. Either I clam up or I can't stop talking. Just reel me in if I start going off the deep end, if I start talking about something really weird or something that people don't really want to hear.
Do you want me to just interrupt you, or should I give you like a subtle hint?
I don't know. I don't know. Just maybe just pull me out of a conversation if I start, going motor mouth, if I start talking about music.
Full slap on the face?
Sure. And like Lucas gives you a Max. No, she's just asking you to watch out for her. We'll both watch out for you. Why are you so nervous after all? And she sort of has like a hidden smile. Because there's something I didn't tell you guys. Tomorrow, and she takes a step back from the elevator as it closes. You hear the party at the end of the hall continue. It's getting even louder by the minute. Tomorrow, Emily has gotten me on audition for Nancy Turner.
No way!
And Lucas is like, wow. Yeah, I'm going to go up on stage and sing in front of her, and I'm nervous. Lucas sort of has this taken aback look, almost a bit upset, and he sort of takes a step back.
That's interesting. Why would he be upset?
I don't know.
Can I roll psychology on him?
Sure.
Okay, let's see how this goes. Not bad. I have a pretty good psychology.
Yeah, he does.
Hey, that's good.
What'd
31.
you get? 31?
Yeah, so that's a success.
That is a success. Yeah, you get the impression that his uncomfort is not necessarily dislike, but so much wariness at her ability to perform.
Oh, so it's not distrust of Nancy Turner or feeling put out about the audition. It's just that he doesn't think that she's ready.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe you get.
Okay. Well,
and
I take Anna's hand and I start taking small steps down the hallway, and I say, well, then we'll be very sure to get you home at a decent hour so that you can get lots of rest and you'll be well prepared.
Sure. And she sort of looks over her shoulder at Lucas, who's still sort of standing there. Lucas, you're happy for me, right? And he's like, oh, yeah,
right,
of course.
Lucas?
Of course. Anna, look, you can do everything that you want. You
Exactly. She's very talented, and she's going to do amazing.
Of course. Yeah, let's go. This is going to be a lot of fun.
And as we walk down the hallway with Anna between my brother and I sort of look back behind Anna's shoulder and give him a look.
Yeah, he's actually not even looking at you. His like eyes are down. He's sort of running things over in his head. You can tell he's almost like talking to himself. He's like, and as you round the corner to this apartment, 2109, you see the door slightly ajar. Lucas sort of rounds you to open the door for the two of you who are still linked arm in arm. And as he does, his hand doesn't touch the knob before the door opens, and you see they're dressed in this golden brocade. Is that how you say it?
Sure.
I don't know. It's like this
I've only
kimono.
ever read it. Brockad.
Yeah.
I've always thought in my head brocade, but I think brocade is.
I don't know.
Probably
But there's this middle-aged woman with very sharp features and dark hair wearing this golden kimono, wearing it over an evening gown almost like it's a house coat. And in her hand, instead of a cigarette holder, is a long pipe with sort of
I love this woman.
Ornate design. Yeah.
That's great.
And she looks at you immediately and says, "Welcome, darlings, it's about time." And she like stands back and opens the door to this raucous, loud, the wafting from inside immediately sends a tingle across your nose. It's actually a bizarre scent. You don't quite recognize it. It's a strange scent. It's not cigarette. And as she steps back, she sort of widely gestures you into her apartment.
Madame de Tisson, I presume?
Yes, of course.
Very pleased to make your acquaintance. Thank you. This is a lovely party as we step into the room.
Ah, well, I'm so happy you could make it. Emily told me that you were coming, all of you. And she sort of looks, trying to study as if she's trying to pick out which one of you is Anna. And her eyes land on Anna. The brown curl on her forehead sort of giving her desires for fame away. And she says, "Ah, yes. Come, I want to show you around." And as you enter, she sort of whisks you into the groups of people talking around the playing piano. And you stand in the front hall of this lavish apartment. It is full of paintings, sculptures, and immediately you get the sense that it is dominated by various works of art from around the world. Just on the shelf in the front hall alone, you see small pieces from Asia, the Far East, porcelain vases, swords. Everything seems to dot these walls as you enter and sort of turn around this large, ornate living room. There's a rug that everyone stands on that looks more expensive than any car that anyone you know has owned. And as you enter, the guests don't pay you mind, but she seems very taken. In fact, she loops her arm around your free one as if to create a chain link, dragging the two of you with her as she continues sort of talking and touring. She sort of just waves at random artifacts. You know, "Oh, this vase is from Asia, where I got it in the markets," and da-da-da. Her accent's very bizarre. It's got this English flair, but this French sort of undertone that you can tell she's almost purposely trying to hide, mashed with this like New York, because she's been living here for a few years now, presumably. And Lucas sort of stumbles behind and follows you as she leads the two of you towards this wall. This wall is covered by silver prongs that stick out through the eye holes of maybe a dozen masks. Each of them, some wood, stone, paper, porcelain, clay, they all have distinctive faces, empty staring eyes looking at you. Some are old men with long beards, some deep wrinkles, some pale-faced, chubby-cheeked children, horned demons, vengeful gods. They're all masks that just cover this wall, and for a moment you're just taken aback by the ornate nature that each is displayed with.
How exotic.
Well, of course, I have to keep all my things exotic around here. It's my work. And she sort of points again around to the other vases.
Do you employ collectors, or is this your own doing?
A little bit of both. Tell me. And she sort of squeezes you tight as she takes a long drag from this odd smelling cigar, or smoke, I should say. Or cigarette, I should say. And she says, which is your favorite?
I look at the wall and I pick out one that's not too scary.
Describe it to me.
It's colorful. It's painted with blues and greens around the forehead and the eye area, and then it sort of dissolves into like a light, like a pale green color. But the mouth is open wide, like in fear, maybe.
Yeah, and she's like, very good choice. I think that is a wonderful piece. And as she sort of hugs your arm, she lets go without the others answering. Luke is sort of looking around nervously. She meets eyes with him for a second and nods, and he sort of awkwardly nods back. And before you can say anything else, she's out of the room, and Emily, the talent agent for Anna, walks up. You're here, finally. Good. I was worried that you would chicken out. She grabs Anna sort of playfully but forcefully. Okay, so the plan, she says to you and Lucas and Anna. Mingle, talk up Anna, and then Anna, in a few minutes, you're going to sing. And she walks away from the three of you as Anna's sort of left, mouth agape. She looks towards you. Maxine, I'm going to freak out.
Don't freak out. It's imperative that you do not freak out.
Okay.
You're going to sing.
Okay.
It's going to be wonderful.
Right. And Lucas sort of chimes in, a drink? I'll get you a drink. Champagne, everyone's drinking.
Champagne.
Okay. And he walks out trying to be of use. Oh, God.
I put my hands on her shoulders.
Yeah.
You have a wonderful voice.
Okay.
You have a talent that is unparalleled. And do not throw up. Do not throw up. Okay. Did you need a second?
Just tell me that it's okay if I don't sing. Just say that I don't have to sing if I don't have to sing, and then maybe I won't have to sing if I don't have to sing. Well, you do have to sing is the thing. Okay, but just tell me that I don't have to sing, and then maybe I won't sing if I don't have to sing, and then I will sing because I have to sing.
Okay, you don't strictly have to sing.
Okay, perfect.
But you do.
Good.
Sort of.
Well, tell Emily that I don't have to sing because you know what? I'm just going to go to the bathroom for a second. I'm just going to put some water on my face.
No, I don't think you need water on your face.
Just something to
spent so long on that.
And Lucas appears again with two glasses of champagne.
Champagne.
Anna, you're going to do great. It's going to be fine. You're a talented singer. This is why you're here. Nancy Turner, tomorrow night, right? And she sort of nods in a daze. Tomorrow night. You're going to have to sing in front of her. What's a room of, I don't know what, 24 people? And he sort of gestures again. And as you look around the room, Maxine, for sort of the first time, yeah, you see these people, you would guess artists, musicians, trade agents, arts, antiquities, dealers, just based on their get-ups. And they all seem to be enjoying the hospitality of the evening. They're all drinking champagne from crystal glasses.
What time of night is it?
It's 8 o'clock-ish. So it's sort of like, the rip-roaring evening. So,
I mean, people have had a drink or two already.
For sure.
Anna, people are going to really enjoy this, and they're probably not going to pay that much attention to you, to be honest. I mean, people are already, a couple drinks in. It's going to be background music to most people. They're not even going to look at you.
Okay.
It's going to be fine.
Okay. And as you say that, Emily, the agent, sort of says, ladies and gentlemen, come here. And she starts gathering a crowd. It's just like, everyone, mainly men, actually, almost exclusively. And she starts gathering them around Anna, who sort of just looks, and without even really saying anything, Emily sort of pulls you away from the crowd and, just sort of pushes you out. This isn't your time. And the crowd sort of circles around Anna, who, takes a deep breath. And after a few moments of you and Lucas cautiously biting your nails and silence washing over the crowd, she begins to sing. And you can tell immediately that while she is, holding the group's attention, she's very nervous. And the song, thankfully, is a short song and ends very quickly. But all the men are still so engaged. A big round of applause comes across, and you do see Anna sort of calm a little bit. It was nowhere near her best work, but you see that this sort of feeling wash over her of, okay. And she sort of begins to conversate with these men and all that kind of stuff. And you feel pretty comfortable that you're not needed in this moment, knowing that Anna will have to stand on her own 2 feet at some point, and you and Lucas sort of hang back next to the bar for a moment.
I think she did good.
I think she did great.
I mean, it wasn't not her best.
No. Look, she can be so much, Maxine, but she needs to get over this fright. She needs to conquer her fear.
I know. Maybe we can get her something from the drugstore tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Mild sedative.
I'm going to go see if I can make friends. And he sort of walks away. And you can see Anna's eyes darting around. Why don't you give me a psychology roll? She's just talking.
Love to. Ooh. 11. For me, that is a hard success.
Nice. So you recognize that her light tone and her rippling laughter are both very forced. Her joviality is a bit of an act, and she's using it to hide her anxiety, specifically about tomorrow's performance, which you hear begin to trickle out through the crowd.
Do I perceive that she would need help here in a social context, or
no?
Okay,
but
because she asked me to step in if she needs help, right?
Did you say that was a hard success?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So with your hard success, you actually sort of glance around, and you see Lucas now. He's over at the bar. Said he was talking to someone else, and he's sort of talking to this other person. But you do see him watching Anna intently, and he seems a bit irritated by any compliments that she gets. Every once in a while, you hear a voice kind of trickle out over the crowd and being like, well, it's your beauty that's going to put you over the top. And you see Lucas sort of cringe a little bit, despite him sort of keeping a good, focus on the conversation he's having. It's very clear that his attention is pulled momentarily.
Do I notice that this happens when it's like a male complimenting her? Do I detect maybe a hint of jealousy?
Yeah, it definitely could be jealousy.
Well, I'm just going to let him deal with that because he's a big boy.
He's a big boy. He's your big brother. Is he your older brother or your younger brother?
He's my older brother.
Yeah, he should be.
Well, I don't want to seem like I'm being impolite. I would like to go and mingle a little bit. Maybe go and check out those masks some more. They seem pretty cool.
Cool. Yeah, go for it.
So I shouldered my way up to the least intimidating looking crowd of people, and that was really something, wasn't it?
Yes, quite. And he sort of looks over his shoulder, not really sure of what you're talking about, and then sees this woman. Oh, yeah, no, of course, yes, quite.
Not a man for music?
Oh, I enjoy many different things. He checks his pocket watch. Sorry, what was your name?
Oh, my name is Maxine.
Right, Kirill Neinart.
Kirill Neinart?
Yes.
That's a very interesting name.
Thank you. It's far Ukraine. I was born, but I grew up in England.
Is this your first of Madame de Tussauds parties?
Yes, one could say, in a manner of speaking. I'm very interested, of course, in the current conflicts that are going on, and Madame Tussauds is obviously very interested in all these artworks from the Far East. And,
conflicts?
Well, yes, of course, you would know. I'm not going to dive too much into it, but at this point in time, there's real world conflict going on with Japan and things like that. So
the conflicts.
Yeah, what's funny is both of these hooks have real world events surrounding them, but pay no means or interest to the storyline. Sure. I hate that. I don't like that. To me, it's why.
You're just gonna Mark that on the board. Tally
Well,
against.
No. Because I don't want to bash
Chaosium.
anything. Because
Uh-uh.
mainly I don't want to say anything because this is written by two people that don't work at Chaosium. A number of women who did these.
That's why. Women, right?
Well, and interesting women too. Actually, they're very accomplished, and I think they're doing great work here. But I'm not in love with the subtle drops. One of them, I believe, studied like a lot of Japanese history and things like that. It said in her biography at the end of the book that she did. So obviously, a lot of this cultural references are done.
Sure.
Very purposefully and very tastefully for the most part. But I have a real irk with dropping stuff that has no pertaining
Because
to the
it
mystery
kind of
of it.
muddies the water.
It muddies the water, and also it kind of just sounds showboaty as a GM to be like, as a GM, not the work, but to be like, yeah, well, so here's stuff that you guys don't know about the time and place. You know what I mean? And then I talk for like 3 minutes about Manchuria and all that kind of stuff, and you're like, okay, now we're more informed.
I guess that has like kind of depends on the table or the group that you're playing with, because like I know some people are super excited about like lore heavy games in D&D, and some people just want to play like fantasy art, like I have a sword.
Sure.
Hooray.
And I totally think that the idea of like bringing in those worlds to a fantasy world is awesome. I guess my issue is that when it comes to history, it can come across as like preachy and frankly, as you said, unnecessary. It doesn't actually have anything to do with the plot. I mean, it definitely... What?
Moose Hugger on Discord says, man, I would love to have this champagne, but unfortunately the war in Manchuria is making the import of crude oil really difficult.
Yeah, for real. I think, honestly, this is probably a Harlan problem because I grew up in a household where like we were very... My dad is someone who's always was very scrutinizing when you don't know what's going on in the world. He's, one of these guys. So he's like, don't you know what's going on in the world? And it just made me have this real aversion to like, I know something you don't, that kind of like.
Fair.
Anyway, so he doesn't know shit.
Kirill and I are standing around drinking champagne and talking about
and
Manchuria.
he's about 50. He he's got thin hair and signs of gray at his temples. He's got a neatly groomed beard and mustache. And he's sort of got a slight frame beneath this tweed suit, and kind of, I guess the most defining characteristic, he's got this really colorful red bow tie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I like him already.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
So which one of these is your favorite mask?
Well, I can't say I have a favorite.
But if you had to pick.
Flutters a bit. Well, I guess that one. And he points, coincidentally, to the one that you said that you like.
You don't say!
Yes. Sorry, what was your name?
Maxine Hart.
And what brings you here?
Oh, Anna's my best friend, so...
Oh,
the woman who was singing.
Of course. But
yes.
What do you do for work?
Oh, well, recently I have been working at the diner.
Oh.
You might know it, the Silver Spade, just down on 4th.
No, actually, I don't.
Oh, you should come by.
Well, there's...
We make an apple pie that would knock your socks right off.
Well, the diner by Columbia is pretty good as well, but I could always, of course.
You should.
I am married, just so you know.
Oh, I'm not looking.
I just wasn't sure. I didn't want to lead you on.
Absolutely not. But I also play a lot of chess.
Jolly good. I enjoy chess as well.
Central Park.
Very good. Yes. Well, I mean, of course, any time. Again, my studies keep me pretty much busy, but I would be happy to, of course. And what did you do before working at the diner? You seem...
Well, it's a bit of a long story. I was a private investigator in Chicago.
Very interesting. But jolly good. That work must make you... take you all over the city. In Chicago, you say? Wow. The Al Capone, the Valentine's Day Massacre. That was quite a story.
A glazed look comes over her face. Yes. Well, it was pleasant to talk with you, and I hope you have a nice evening.
Oh, no, of course. And I hope that you have... Before the words leave his mouth, a banging at the door to the apartment erupts in a loud crash. The door swings open, knocking vases off the shelf behind the door. They're standing is a madman. His eyes are feverish, his hair disheveled, his clothes are caked with dirt, and everything stops. The piano stops. People stop. Everyone turns to see this madman panting viciously. His hands are open. He takes 2 steps in and he screams, "Where is he?" He walks into the room and looks around, pushing things off of shelves. "Where is she?" No one speaks.
I cower against the wall.
Yeah. So does the professor. He's like, he begins sort of ranting. He's like, "It's speaking to me. It won't stop. It won't stop speaking to me." And he pulls out a knife from his waistband, and he starts waving it around wildly. And as he's sort of talking, you see Madame Tisson step out of the kitchen, sort of with an expression that you can't quite read. She sees the man, and he takes a few steps towards her.
Does he seem like this is the person who he's looking for?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
You don't do anything?
No, I do.
You don't have to. I'm just curious.
Excuse me?
Yeah,
Excuse
and
me, sir?
he like turns towards you. All the men, everyone's just silent, and you're the only one that steps forward and makes a sound. And he turns towards you.
Hi there. Hi. I'm Ms. Hart. So lovely to make your acquaintance. Who are you?
He just like looks at you, this crazed look in his eyes. Who am I? Who am I?
Yes. Would you like a glass of champagne? I hold my glass out. It's like half drank in a shaking hand.
Lucas is like behind him now, and he's like nodding to you, and he's coming up behind the guy.
Welcome to my party, and thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Unfortunately, you just missed the lovely Anna Conrad sing, but if you don't mind sticking around for the next half hour, I'm sure that I could convince her to perform another recital for us.
Give me a luck roll.
All right. Not great. 70 against my 50.
Oof. Yeah, so you're trying to like keep him distracted.
Yeah,
and Lucas is coming up behind him, and the minute he sort of approaches, he snaps his head and he turns to Lucas and he makes a swipe at Lucas. Yeah.
No.
Oh, and he misses. He's like, Lucas just steps back, and one of the other men at the party, sort of seeing what's happened, just jumps in and grapples the guy, who sort of quickly drops the knife.
Other man.
Yeah, he just sort of drops the knife, and the guy like kind of goes limp, and he brings him down, and people are very like, sort of, oh.
I'm breathing so fast.
Yeah, for real. The professor's like, you did wonderfully.
Thank you.
And he steps back against the wall of masks.
Blending in, puts one in front of his face.
Yeah, she sort of, Madame de Tisson sort of steps forward, and in a very firm, calm voice, she sort of begins to speak to the man on the ground, and begins soothing him. She's like, "It's all right. Everything is going to be okay. Just relax. Take a deep breath." And like, you see the look on his face suddenly sort of fall, this anger. And she's like, "It's okay." And she like guides the man who's grappling him off, and he sort of awkwardly lets go. And the man, this dirty man, is fine. And she like stands him up as if he's no longer a threat.
I mean, I would have hoped to have disarmed, like kicked the knife away. Or
yeah.
whatever.
She's it's like on the ground still.
Yeah.
And she's like, "All right, everybody's okay?" She sort of looks, and everyone's sort of like awkwardly nodding. And okay, let's take you into the other room to relax. Everything's fine, everyone. Let's go back to the party. And she sort of says, and she like leads him off down the hallway to another room.
I run over to Lucas. "Oh my God, are you okay?"
Yeah, I almost got. God, did you see that?
Thank you so much.
Do you think
That was so brave.
Do you think Anna saw that? And he like looks around for Anna, and she kind of comes up to you guys like, oh my God, Max, that was so crazy. I can't believe you did. Lucas, what are you doing? That's crazy. And she like pushes him a little bit. And he's like, I just thought no one else was doing anything. And you like look to the room of stuffy nobodies who they're all like, whoa, you know, like
Except for Other Man. Who
except
I
for
also
Other Man,
clap
who's
on the shoulder.
Yeah, he's like awesome. He's like it's a waitress. It's like a girl.
Yay! I grab a stuffy old man's cigar out of his mouth that he's smoking,
Put it in her mouth,
and I'm like, "You got it.
Yeah,
that's for you."
But yeah, and Madame de Tisson is gone to the other room.
Holy crap! Okay, so I finished like comforting Lucas, and I'm like, just sit right there. I'm so glad that you're not hurt. You're so stupid and so brave.
Yeah.
And then I sort of make my way into the depths of the party to try and find out what just happened.
Yeah.
My like PI brain is prickling.
Your pea brain?
My pea brain. Fuck you.
No, it's good. Yeah, and you did notice that there was this odd look over the Madame's face when you were playing the game, which was this game.
What?
Playing the game of like, you know, trying to talk the guy down.
Oh, okay.
And this is like 1920s slang, you know, playing the game. And
Fast talk.
Yeah, well, so if you want, I'll let you roll a retroactive psychology.
Yeah. I want to. And I'm going to.
It's tough to like stop the action at that part and be like,
I fucked up, so don't even worry.
Yeah,
about
you
it.
don't know what the fuck you're doing. You don't even know where you are.
I was too busy looking at this.
You're like,
crazy
where are
boy.
you? By the way, we have new listeners.
Let's
tonight.
say hi real quick.
I do. I'm scrolling up. Frowny Brownies. Hi.
If you has a frowny, eat a brownie.
And
That's a Natalie D comic.
And Gare Bear.
Hi, Gare Bear.
42. Both great names. What's a D&D comic?
It's a Natalie D comic.
Who?
Natalie D. Don't worry about it.
What's a Natalie D comic?
If you has a frowny, eat a brownie.
Ah.
If you has a frowny.
You know you don't have to type it because
A brownie.
they hear you. They're listening. Oh, I thought you're Googling it.
I believe that's from Natalie D. Anyway, doesn't
You're
matter.
making things up. Oh, Frowny Brownies is talking.
Good.
So you're going to find out momentarily.
God, I can't wait.
Remember how ridiculous it was that the stupid live link didn't work? Frustrating shit. Make sure you like the video if you're watching this.
Oh, that's funny. It's a tweet from 2013, and I've already retweeted it in my history
That's
of being
funny.
on Twitter. The tweet is by an account called Dr. Pug. Anyway.
You and your Dr. Pugs. Yeah, so you fail your psychology roll.
Yeah, I
you
did
don't
bad.
remember. You're like, who's looking at?
But I do want to go and see what's up.
Do it.
I move deeper into the party to find out where Madame de Tisson is hanging out with this sullied man. You described him as
dirty.
Like caked in filth.
Yeah, well, caked in dirt. And as you head to the sort of hallway leading to the back rooms, she actually appears. She comes out into the parlor before you even get there, and she's like, "The man has gone off to sleep. Let's continue having a party," she says. And she sort of like claps her hand, and the stuffy artists are so happy to sort of turn back and pretend nothing happened.
Not I.
Yeah. She sort of looks at you and like very comfortable with anybody. She puts her hands on either side of your shoulder. She's like, "Sorry about that, but thank you for taking the initiative and distracting him."
What? He was asking about you and waving a knife around.
Yes.
Is there any danger? Should I call the police?
No. I'm having one of the help bring him to the hospital. I think he's just a little bit.
Who is this man? Do you know him?
No, I've never met him before in my life.
Is she lying to me?
Yes, I'm lying. Good call. I'm the bad guy. Give me a roll.
She like puts a cape in front of her face and runs away. She flies away.
She's a bat. She's a vampire.
I knew it. You said psychology?
Yeah, or whatever. Give me a lie detector roll.
Yeah, I rolled a 35, so I think that's good enough.
Does she? And yeah, I mean, did you succeed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On psychology, I did.
So you get the impression that she, didn't seem completely unsure of who
Is
the
she
man
lying
was.
or not?
But what's the question?
About whether she knows the guy. I said, do you know him? And she said, I've never seen him before in my life.
Yeah, she knows the guy.
Okay.
Yeah, you get the impression that she does. Well, it's not a heart, so you're not like sure, but something seems fishy.
Yeah, she.
And it ain't the salmon tartar.
Well, I'm no physician, but to me, it seems very dangerous for him to be staying here at the party. Well, who knows? Maybe he could wake up and attack somebody.
No, I'm gonna have him brought to the hospital. Don't worry. Now, where was that knife? And she sort of looks around. I want to put it out of harm's way.
I didn't see it.
Are you lying?
Maybe.
Because she can roll against you too.
No, she can't.
What did you do with the knife?
I kicked it out of the way, so it's like against the wall somewhere.
Did you like purposely kick it somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, if you're lying to her, then you gotta roll.
Maybe she just says like, "Oh, where was that knife?"
Yeah, she's like going to get it.
Maybe I just like shrug.
I mean, you can cut it. You can cut her off. It's like if this is your goal, you can go like.
Yeah, because I kind of want to examine the knife.
Well, then go steal it first.
Yeah,
you gotta be more
I'm like,
proactive.
not
Like this woman's standing there. She's like, "Now, where was that knife?" And you're gonna be like, "She's gonna find it. It's her house."
No, but I'm gonna be like, I don't know. Anyway, but I gotta go into the other room and like run ahead of her.
Yeah, so you're gonna try to steal it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go for it.
Get there. I guess that's like stealth or something.
No, so if you know where it is, it's gonna be sleight of hand.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I only have a 33 sleight of hand, so
So good luck.
1/3 of a chance.
Gla gla gla.
No.
Yeah, no. Like as you pick it up, she sees you pick
Like,
it. She's like,
found it.
she's like, "Oh, thank you very much."
Can I just get a quick look at it as I pass it over to her?
Yeah, go for it. No, done.
Oh,
That was it.
dang it.
You don't
It
recognize
looks
anything.
sharp.
There was the secret killer is,
No.
and you can see the end of it. and she like, she claps her hand, and the party starts going back into full swing.
Cool.
Give me a spot hidden roll.
I will. Oh, that's a good ass roll.
Yeah, you notice that Lucas at a few minutes later walks over to her, and the two of them sort of slip off to a side hallway to have a conversation.
I see Lucas go to talk to Madame de Tisson.
Yeah, and Anna walks up. She's like, "Wow, did not think that was going to calm my nerves, but I feel much better now." Could be this. And she like holds up an empty glass of champagne.
Okay, well, take it easy because I don't want to have to pour you into a cab.
No, of course not.
Are you going to sing again?
No.
I think you should.
No.
One more song.
Okay. And she starts singing.
She does? What does she sing?
Why?
Because I want to hear.
These people are like, "I want Harlan to sing. I ain't no monkey." You know what's funny? Nothing will make me sing less than when people are like, I want Harlan to sing.
Absolutely.
Because again, childhood's coming up a lot tonight.
I mean, I have the same thing though. Like,
yeah.
When
your parents parade you.
When you are a kid who takes music lessons, anytime
like,
any company comes over, they're
come
always
down,
like,
"Come down.
Oh, can you? Your brother's gonna play piano. Can you sing?"
Yeah, sing in front of the TV or whatever.
Did you have like a set list of like Christmas carols that you and your siblings would like pull out when people came and visited?
I'm not the
and
worst.
Stuff?
I'm just because I was still very like, no, I don't want to do this.
Oh, so you just didn't do it?
I just didn't do it.
Oh,
I was rebellious. I wasn't as accommodating as you were. I was just like,
you mean controlled?
Yeah. So it's like, but it's so funny because I'll sing on any stream ever, but the minute someone's like, "Oh, I hope we better hear her on scene tonight," I'm like, "Yeah, that's not gonna happen."
You're funny.
Sorry, guys.
I want to go and eavesdrop on them.
Okay. Yeah, give me a stealth roll.
Okay. Not rolling too bad tonight. Oh, that's so good.
Wow, good job.
So stealthy. That's a hard success.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you sneak down the hallway and you actually see the silhouettes of the two of them around the corner. You're gonna have to give me a hard listen roll.
But I just rolled my 15.
I know, I'm sorry.
Okay.
This is a big.
13.
Hey, is that hard?
Is a hard roll. Yeah, my listen's 45.
Wow, this whole thing just fell apart, and I'm excited for it. Yeah, you hear Madame de Tisson be like, "I can help you solve your problems, But in return, I need a few legal favors. Okay? And he's like, yes, of course. And she's like, all right, well, I will send it to you in a parcel tomorrow. All right? And remember, your heart's desire. And yeah, she's like, now go. And he kind of nods and begins walking down. Are you just going to like stand there and be seen?
No.
So you like head away.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, with heart, you're good. So you're like, and you head down. Yeah, and a few minutes later, he kind of comes out. He sort of sees you. Like, oh, Max, hey. And then Madame de Tisson, like very shortly after, comes out and very flamboyantly, with her hands in the air, is like, all right. Well, I don't know about you, but I am done for the evening. Go out, my darlings. Shoo shoo. Madame needs a beauty sleep.
I'm imagining her hair is like already up in curlers, like she's halfway into her PJs.
Yeah, for real. I fucked this up twice because I wanted her to be French and I wanted the dude to be Russian. I want British both times. I hate it.
Madame de Tisson has been like a wandering accent.
I know, but I wanted to nail it in on French.
Did you want to do it again?
Well, I don't know about you, but I am done for the evening. Go out, my darling. Shoo shoo. Madame needs her beauty sleep. Wouldn't that have been so much more better?
Yeah, that's
I
cute.
know, I fucked
Everyone
it up.
erased the first one.
And the guy's Russian now, too. I'll
Okay.
just go back and he's like, what will he even say? Professor Kirill. My name is Professor Kirill Neinhout. That's not really.
It's not Russian.
No, it's more French as well. You know what? He's still a
French.
bumbling
He's
professor.
also French.
Because he can just do that. But she's French now because
Yeah.
I wish I redid it. But
So I find Anna
yeah,
in the party. She's probably like
she's
chatting.
getting tipsy. She's like talking. She's like, and another thing.
So I take the glass of champagne out of her hand and I put it on the ground.
She does like annoying drunk girl thing. She's like,
And I brush a lock of hair behind her ear because she's starting to look a little bit messy.
yeah, no, she doesn't get that drunk. I'm just kidding. I just wanted to do my drunk girl.
That's actually really cute on you.
Oh no.
Hey.
What?
Yes.
Well, but if that's cute on me, then I gotta start doing it more.
I'm not complaining. So Lucas and Anna and I all head downstairs and we hop in a cab and we take the cab home to our brownstone. And on the way back home, I wanted to say, Lucas, I saw you had a heart-to-heart with Madame de Tisson. You guys snuck away for a little bit. What did you talk about?
Oh, what do you mean? Is this really the time? And he sort of like looks to Anna and back at you, and he's like, nothing. We didn't talk about anything.
Oh, I'm just playing dumb here. Oh, okay. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, and he's like, do you gotta poke your nose into everything?
Whoa.
Yeah, he's angry.
Rude.
Of course.
I'm just curious, bro.
Yeah, but that means, do you want to say that? Are you saying that, or is this just your reaction as a?
This is my reaction. I'm like, okay, sorry, my apologies, none of my business.
Yeah, he's like angry and kind of like shakes his head and leans back. And that's that. The night rolls on, and the three of you pour yourselves into your respectable beds. The morning after the party, you're woken up by an urgent knocking on the brownstone's front door. I won't knock because Louis will bark.
Yeah, he will bark.
Tick, 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 tick.
I
Tick, 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 tick,
answer.
tick, tick.
I go downstairs and I
Oh,
put
you
my
know what I
robe
can
on and my
do?
fluffy slippers. What?
I can even do this. Hold on. There you go. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
And you hear knocking and that.
Yeah, so I put on my rabbit slippers.
Yeah. You open the door and you see a scrawny looking delivery boy holding a box wrapped in brown paper and tied with twine.
Who is it addressed to?
What?
I didn't ask you. I said it to myself.
Oh.
Thank you. I take it from him.
Okay. And
I'm
that's
sorry,
it?
who are you?
And he's like, what? He's like, I'm the delivery kid. What's your problem?
What? Who did you... who's who sent this?
I don't know. I was told to deliver this to the concerned young gentleman who lives here.
By who? Who paid for this parcel?
Well, I don't think it's really in my nature to tell you.
I think you should tell me because I would like to know.
Give me a charm or a persuade or any other way that you can try to
I'm going to charm him.
flash him.
I'm gonna let my
Just a little
robe
boob.
slip.
Oops.
Just a little bit. Oh, baby.
Wow, you are rolling well. Yeah, he's super charmed. I mean, you look hot.
I look good this morning. I got
You
like
look
a
good
little
most
bit of
morning.
like bleary mascara underneath my eyes, but it just makes me look like a little bit seductive.
Yeah,
and
for
I'm like,
sure. And he's like, hubba,
sure you can't tell
hubba.
little old me where this parcel came from?
Yeah, and he's like, all right, he came from a broad named Madame de Tisson.
That's what I figured. Goodbye. And I close the door.
Okay. You don't, that's it? Okay.
No, wait. Why do you keep saying that's it?
Because this is an investigative game. Start thinking investigatively.
I'm trying my very hardest.
You're doing great.
So, delivery boy.
Pause.
Yes.
I'm gonna help you a little bit.
Please.
So here's what I mean.
Struggling.
Why does he know who it came from?
Because he's a delivery boy.
Yeah, but
she
it doesn't.
paid for him
It doesn't say it on the
do
package,
that?
right?
Oh, okay.
Right. It says to the concerned young boy who lives here. So So we can then draw that this boy maybe interacted with her. Is there anything else that can be gleaned? Right. This is Maxine. She's for 3 years. She's sort of been out of the private eye game.
She's rusty.
And now she's like the wheels in my head have been turning. And then getting back.
Okay, great. While I have you here on the front stoop,
Yeah.
tell me, did Madame de Tisson seem worried this morning?
No, not really. You do notice that he's acting a little funny though.
Let me shrink his brain right now.
Do it.
32. I succeed.
Yeah. Yeah, he definitely looks a little shaken.
Shaken?
Yeah, not stirred.
You seem like a very capable delivery boy, but there's something the matter. What's wrong?
Oh, just this creepy guy on the corner looked like he tried to fight me or something. I don't know.
The man was still there.
What?
Was he kind of a sullied looking man? Violent appearance?
No. I mean, he was definitely, kind of a bum, but he didn't look sullen.
At Madame de Tisson's house?
No, in the corner there, just around the corner. He tried to grab the parcel.
You're telling me.
Well, yeah.
And you didn't let him?
Well, no, of course not. I wouldn't get paid otherwise.
You're so brave.
Yeah.
Did he seem dangerous? Should I be alarmed? Do I
don't
need to
know.
call the police?
That's up to you, lady. He spooked me, but he definitely tried to grab that package.
Well, if there's a strange man who's lurching out at strangers and attacking them, then maybe I should be concerned.
Yeah, probably.
Well, I put my boob in his hand.
This is the best tip. And he takes it. He runs home to use that for his bank.
I'm sure he does.
And you shut the door and you're standing in the front hall of the brownstone holding this pretty large parcel.
I open it.
Just in the front hall. Just tear off the brown paper.
Well, I mean, I'm the only one up right now, I assume. Or is anyone else awake?
That'd be question number 1, right?
Is anyone else awake?
I don't know.
Do I hear anyone else in the house moving around?
No.
And no one else has been like, who's at the door?
No.
What time is it?
It's like 9 a.m.
Cool. Well, I know when my brother wakes up, he always makes a disgusting, weird smoothie with raw eggs in it. And I haven't heard the blender yet. So it's probably safe to say that he's not awake. I am worried about this weirdo outside. I go stash the parcel in my room.
Okay.
Under my bed.
So you steal your brother's package.
I am. Because I heard him talk to Madame de Tisson, and I am concerned.
And you don't trust him.
No, because he was so mad at me last night.
Because he's so sketchy.
And then I wake him up.
Yeah, you go to his room, he's not there.
What?
And when you look around, you notice that there's a note from actually both of them. One from Anna saying that she's gone for a walk to clear her head, and another from Lucas saying that he has been summoned to the law firm. Won't be back before lunch.
I call the law firm.
1-800-267-2001. Lucas Law Firm. Yeah.
I call them. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
This is Gina.
It's just 7.
Gina speaking.
Hi, Gina. Is Lucas there?
Yes, he came in early this morning. Would you like to speak with him?
Yes, please.
Click, click. Hello?
Lucas, hi.
Max, what's up?
Listen, I'm sorry to bother you at work, but there's a crazy man in the alleyway, and I'm scared to leave the house.
What?
Yeah.
Well, don't leave the house. Call the cops. What do you mean crazy? How do you know he's in the alleyway? What?
Someone knocked on the door and told me that I should be careful.
Who knocked on the door?
Just a random passerby.
What? Hold on. What are you talking about? He's gonna roll deception on him, actually.
Oh no.
Well, who does this?
Me.
You're lying to your own brother.
What do you mean? He lied to me.
Yeah, you've gone off the rails as a PI.
No.
Yeah, you used to be sharp.
There's no such thing as deception. There's fast talk.
Give me a fast talk then.
Good, because I'm great at it. Damn it.
Yeah, he's like, Max, what the fuck are you talking about?
Okay, listen. There's a crazy man in the alley and I'm scared.
Who came to the door?
Nobody did.
You're lying to me.
I'm not.
Yes, you are.
You're
I can
lying
tell
to
when
me.
you're lying.
Why are you at the office right now?
I have to work. Didn't you read the note?
Yeah, I read the note. But it's weird.
Who's at the door? Did someone drop off a package for me?
No.
Roll fast talk.
Oh, I did so good.
He believes you for 15 minutes. That's what fast talk is.
Okay, cool.
And he's like, okay, well, if anything comes from me, don't touch it.
I wouldn't. But listen, do you know where Anna is?
I don't know. She usually goes for a walk to clear her head. She's got a big night tonight. Would you not do anything to fuck with her right now? I don't know what's been up with you lately.
What's up with you lately?
What do you mean what's up with me lately?
Remember in the car on the way home?
Yeah, what the hell was with that?
I asked you what went down with you and Madame de Tisson.
Yeah, and it was none of your business. How dare you poke your nose into my private affairs?
That's so rude.
Yeah, well, I helped you out when you left Chicago. I gave you a place to stay. And this is how you repay me?
Hang up the phone.
Yeah. But before you do, you hear him say, get your shit together, Max. Yeah, that's right.
That's so mean.
Some real world stuff.
This is hitting too close to home.
Oh, you're successful. You got a great job.
The other thing.
Oh, your brother. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Man. So
maybe this can be cathartic.
We'll see.
So take a second.
Parcel.
Start thinking about this as a PI.
I just gotta keep firing on all.
Yeah, because you're definitely derailing a little bit.
Yeah, it's working so well for
you're
me.
starting to go down like. The problem is we play so much like goofy D&D and the strange where shit like this doesn't really matter, where you can like kind of back out or be like, I'm kidding. Unfortunately, one of the things with Call of Cthulhu is, and we were talking about this before the game, the entirety of Call of Cthulhu is pretty much PvE. It's all environmental. Like, it's how you interact with things. It's what you do. With D&D, if you walk into a bar and snub out a torch or whatever the fuck, it doesn't matter. In Call of Cthulhu, it can make the difference between the bad guy killing you and not something so insignificant, because it is so much more real world. And this was case in point by Joe being like, someone came to the door. The minute she mentioned that, she put herself down a path of, and I'm not saying this to blame you. I'm saying this to be like...
It sounds a little blaming.
I'm not saying this to blame you. I'm saying this is one of the things I actually love about Call of Cthulhu. You have to be really methodical about it. Because if you give yourself, it'd be really interesting to play a game of Call of Cthulhu where you're the murderer. And you have to like cover your tracks. You know what I mean? Like, imagine trying to roll deception to cover up a crime rather than solve a crime. It'd be very interesting. Anyway, all that being said, that you've spoken to your brother now, he is very suspect. Despite you winning a fast talk, there is a limited time on it. So he is suspect that something came and he doesn't understand, sort of what you're doing attitude-wise. This is not to say that he is innocent at all. Obviously, something's going on too. But be very mindful about what you do next to him because, he now probably suspects that you have a package. Or at least will in 10 minutes. So, you're standing in the brownstone. You're in the kitchen in your robe. There's a creepy guy around the corner.
Who tried to grab the parcel.
Yeah.
I want to look at the window into the alley.
So it's around the corner, but you can probably get a good angle.
Yeah.
Sure, give me a spot hidden.
67, which is a fail for me. So I'm going to quickly get dressed.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go outside.
Are you still stashing the parcel in your room?
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
But I'm just going to take like 5 minutes to get changed, have a power bar. And then I'm going to go outside and look to see if this creepy guy is still there.
Cool. Yeah, you head out. I mean, the minute you start approaching, yeah, I guess you sort of see this vagrant. And he notices you and begins walking quickly out of sight.
He leaves?
Yeah.
Interesting. Do I recognize him?
No. I mean, put it this way. As written, you spot the vagrant with a successful spot hidden. The minute he's spotted, he disappears from view. So you're walking towards him. You're not going to roll because you're obviously walking, but he's going to disappear before you sort of get anything.
Okay.
Just so you know, I'm not like fudging the rules or anything.
Sure.
I want you to know what the deal is.
So I'm worried that my brother is going to come home and start some kind of shit. And also, I'm very curious about this parcel. I really want to open it. Madame de Tisson said, send it to me in a parcel tomorrow.
She said, I'll send it to you in a parcel tomorrow.
Okay. And also that she needs help with a legal issue. So I'm sure that's why Lucas is at the office right now. She also said that she can help Lucas with his problem, which I'm sure has to do with the fact that he's in love with Anna. And the feelings are not reciprocated because Anna is too busy focusing on her career. What are you doing?
He's got a problem.
Oh, it's a penis thing.
It's a penis problem.
And he's acting really weird and mean. So I kind of want to interfere with him because I don't want...
I mean, acting mean is such a relative term. You're both acting mean to each other.
I'm not acting mean.
Well, sounds like you are.
Ouch.
No, I mean to say that you're two siblings. You listen in. You're accusing him of something. He's becoming defensive. He accused you of something. You became defensive. You're sort of both. You're just characters here, but you're definitely both contributing to whatever tiff is happening right now. This is not meant to relate to real life. This is
okay. So how big is this parcel?
I would say it's about as big as a loaf of bread, but a little bit wider, maybe.
Cool. I'm gonna take the parcel.
Okay.
I'm going to travel.
Okay.
I'm gonna take it to the nearest bus station or train station.
Okay.
And I'm going to rent a locker there.
Okay.
I'm going to rent a locker for
Yeah. So
$1
as you go to
or
do
whatever.
this, I'm just because the game's done if you do this. There's no point, obviously.
Why?
So because it's just there's the whole point of think of the title of the game. So as you walk home or as you come home from seeing this vagrant, you walk inside and you go to your room and you grab this parcel and you spend a few minutes sort of figuring out what you want to do and you develop this plan. You're going to lock it in somewhere safe until you can kind of figure out what it is. And I think this is a perfectly reasonable, logical plan. I think you're doing a great job at this. Unfortunately, with the call with your brother, he got some vision in his head. And after waiting a few minutes, he started to doubt it. And by the time you come to the front hall holding that package, he enters the front door and sees you with it. What the hell is that?
It's a parcel.
For who?
It's for you.
What are you doing with it?
I'm bringing it to you. You said you were at work.
Do we want to do this? Fast talk again.
I'm not going to tell him I was going to bring it to a
I
fucking
know.
train station.
But we'll hand wave it, and he's like, all right, he believes you.
So what's in here?
None of your business. He takes it from you.
So rude.
And he goes to his room and shuts the door behind him. What do you do?
I don't know. I'm feeling very lost.
Why are you feeling lost?
Because I guess I just don't know. I sort of know what's going on, but I just feel like a very few avenues that will allow me to affect anything.
So, and this is interesting because I read this module a few times today, and we're going to pause to sort of dissect it because I agree with what Joe's saying. This is a really interesting module and sort of frustrating in certain because there's a few things that the module does not allow you to assume as a investigator or as the GM. And there are certain things that they assume that I don't think necessarily a GM or player would always do. One of them being, this greatly depends essentially on the investigator opening the package. Which to me is weird in itself because who opens a package from, and I want to say that you got all of the required information. This makes the assumption that if, and it's a very difficult if, you listen to that conversation that your brother has, that you would then open his mail the next day. But they expect you to open the package pretty much even if you don't hear that conversation, which I think is also extra weird. So that being said, that there is sort of a continuation of the story if it doesn't play out that way, which is actually harder, meaning that everything you decided to do is still accounted for in this module, i.e. you decided not to open it. He still comes home and he still takes it to his room. But then it assumes that you as the investigator are going to talk to him at his door and sort of force yourself into his room to force yourself into this quote unquote storyline. And this is where, and I've mentioned this to you as I was reading it, this is where I started to get really sort of confused about this module because there's a few things that you have to be determined to continue pressing this issue with no real motivation from the investigator to do so. What is your string right now to want to find out what's in that package?
What am I going to do now? Probably go to the park and play chess.
That's what I mean. This is where it takes a step out of and when we sat down to run this, I was like, I don't know how this is going to go because I don't want to force you to do things. I don't want to be like, hey, just open the package or whatever. Because I think what you did there, taking the package to the train station is perfectly reasonable. Him coming home, yeah, I think that's reasonable too. But now the module assumes that you are going to insert yourself into the storyline. You're not going to do that, and I totally understand why. But if you don't, this story basically just plays out without you. This is sort of a Raiders of the Lost Ark scenario where no matter, unless you step into the storyline, this storyline between Lucas and Anna is sort of just going to continue on. And it's basically going to end with a roll. So that's this game. Now, that being said, we can just say you can step in and try to force yourself in, or we can just deconstruct the rest of this module and not bother playing it.
I'm kind of into the latter, but I can understand if you would be more into the former.
No, because I'm
a little bit frustrated, to be honest.
Well, I want to make this clear too, that I'm frustrated too. This is why I so rarely run D&D modules, because so much of this really is apart from you as the investigator. This one feels like a story that you're being told, and then they expect you to sort of force yourself into. Like I said,
there's very little incentive to get involved.
No, because there's no financial gain for your character. There's no safety concerns right now. There's nothing to assume or insinuate that whatever this package is nefarious in any other way than he hid it from you. But for all you know, it could be a dildo.
For sure. Additionally, you need to hit some pretty heavy rolls, like a stealth roll and a listen roll, in order to even really gain the full context of why the box is interesting to begin with.
Oh, for real, yeah. They just expect you to sort of open the package because you're interested in it. it's funny because if you don't succeed at that, all you hear, you still have to succeed at a hard listen, but not the stealth. But what you would hear is parcel and mask. That's it. And they still expect you to like kind of do more. But
I didn't hear the word mask at all.
Oh yeah, I said that.
I don't think so.
Yeah, supply it, didn't I? Or
No.
maybe I didn't. Well, whatever the case. Either way, I don't think that makes a difference to why you would open the package. But they break down essentially everything that you would do in terms of like waiting until it opens, opening it yourself, what you do if it doesn't open, and all that kind of stuff. So ultimately, though, RPGs are about having fun. And if you're not having fun, I hope you're not mad at me for running the game.
Not at all.
Good. You don't want to do anymore, though.
Honestly, I think just the confrontation with the brother character sort of rankled me.
Really? Just because of your own personal sort of feelings? That's fair. This is where it's important as a GM and a player to like understand where the comfort comes from. So here's a really great opportunity to talk about safety tools. Joe's uncomfortable with something in the relationship with the brother and all that kind of stuff. If this was a game I was really excited about playing, I'd probably change the relationship and be like, okay, he's not your brother anymore. This is your, I don't know, ex-boyfriend, or this is just your friend, a guy that you've known. We did that in the last game, so that's kind of not really that important. But ultimately, this also isn't really that important of a story either. So I'm not too interested in necessarily continually playing it out if you're not having fun, and I'm not really interested in running it. But we can definitely talk about the beats of what the story is if we're interested as a team. Maybe this becomes more of like a, maybe you go nuts with it, write your own endings together as sort of co-GMs as you play. Well, I think ultimately I'd like to talk about why this game, I think, did a bad job and what I would do, but let's like hit it beat for beat because I'm interested in sort of deconstructing it. Also, in a larger meta sense, Joe works tonight, so we have to stop the stream at
like 40 minutes.
In 40 minutes anyway, so it's not going to be the entirety of the game. But what the module asks you to do is if you wait until Lucas returns to open the parcel, which is essentially what you would have done, he races off to his room, and it doesn't take a psychology roll to see that he's on edge. Then Anna returns from her walk. Depending on the circumstances, they may wish to follow Lucas to his room to attempt to find out what's in the package, or they already may suspect something. They can try to convince Lucas to explain what's going on, but they might fail. Once they know, and then this is the really interesting part, you still have to have an extreme success. So basically at this point, if you fail all your rolls, if you fail to learn anything about what's going on, if you fail to find out what's in it, you sort of have no other options but to ask the GM for like guidance. At which point...
That sucks.
Yeah, well, it does. But like, this is what it is. Because they're expecting you to care about Lucas. It says you can try to convince Lucas to explain what's going on once you do that. You expect for him to figure out what's going on with the mask, but they say if it's really stuck, you can introduce a call from Emily Webster, who's like, hey, Anna's ready for her audition today. Make sure that she goes to the show regardless of how she's feeling, because the previous night could have turned her off or whatever. And then Lucas gets angry at it. Then they have a whole section in here about talking to the professor that you met at the party, which...
That was the best part.
Yeah, but to me, the line of getting this mask and then talking to him is like really, really...
Very tenuous.
Very tenuous. They talk about talking to the madame again, which is great. And Zia suggested it.
I think that was a great suggestion.
Which is a great suggestion. But the best part about that is if you talk to Lucas about the mask, which is the only logical way you would really do this because you don't know anything about it, by the time you get to her place, she's dead.
What?
So she can't tell you anything because she's murdered.
By that guy?
Well, so this is sort of interesting because there's a subplot here. So basically what they've crafted is underneath this plot of this mask is that there is this person who wants that mask back, and he uses some henchmen at the corner to like try to grab the box and all that kind of stuff. So, but again, it's very forced in. It doesn't really feel sort of natural in it. It kind of feels like here's a story about a couple and a guy who would do anything to sort of do it, because this mask is the mask of desire. Spoilers. the idea is that whoever wears the mask can sort of change their appearance and they can become whomever they want and they can become very talented. The idea being that Lucas had the idea to give this to Anna for her audition to do a really great job. But they make it very clear that if you confront him about the mask, he decides to use it on himself to make himself into the perfect version of what he could be for Anna because he secretly loves her.
And why does he not want to tell me about it?
Well, because A, he's superstitious about it. Well, I don't know. They don't even say why he doesn't want to tell you.
Like,
He just...
if we're so close that we live together, like, and
Well,
have a great relationship, supposedly.
The catch is, well, so we invented the fact that you're brothers, obviously, brother and sister. That's not part of the story. But verbatim, if you talk to him about it, if you see anything, he literally says he angrily demands to be given the parcel and its contents while reproaching the investigator for not minding their own business. How dare you poke your nose into my private affairs, he yells before storming off to his room.
Wow.
Which I actually read verbatim. Like, I was like, okay, like that's how angry he is apparently. So he's probably embarrassed or whatever. But obviously it's Cthulhu, so the mask has like negative effects.
Sure.
But which are neat. There are aspects of this that are really cool. But ultimately, and this was what I was saying, that's a story in itself. Two people, one who's a talented singer and the guy who maybe likes her, wants to help her. He gets this mask from this mysterious madame. He brings it home. He uses it on her. And then there's all rules at the end to like roll on a table about if she's wearing the mask, if he's wearing the mask, if neither of them are wearing the mask, if she denies the mask. But it's an entire story that you are unnecessary for.
You know what would have been way cooler was if I would have been Anna.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, for sure. For him to be like, hey, I got this for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can decide whether I need to wear it or not. And then if I don't, there's this whole other subplot where he's then going to wear it and try to use it against me to gain my affections or whatever.
Yeah. And there was this whole subplot that like has these Japanese killers who like want the mask back to their homeland, which is like the subplot is who kills her, which to me is just so unnecessary. Also, it's like, okay, so like these like assassins are like killing her. You know what I mean? Like
situation.
Yeah, I was like, why? That's so dumb. Like, so she gets killed by nothing creepy, nothing supernatural, just these dudes who are like, oh, you know, we don't like that. And then I think most frustrating about this scenario is basically this entire scenario boils down to an art and craft singing role. Because no matter what the scenario, this conclusion is the audition, which basically she rolls that. And depending on what's happened, if she has the mask, if she doesn't have the mask, if you've denied the mask, she either gets like a bonus, a regular, or a negative. But all of it is still based on a roll that she needs like a 70% on. So just for argument's sake.
Let's see.
So she would have succeeded. So if she didn't have the mask and she succeeded, she performs well in the audition. She's eternally grateful for the investigator for showing that she could do it all on her own. This is if you didn't give her the mask. Mm-hmm. She's ecstatic to have secured a place on the tour. That's it.
And then what happens if she fails?
If she fails and did not take the mask? Hold on.
So there's 4 different endings.
Not even. So there's 2 versions of the ending with like 2 subversions. So if Lucas wears the mask before the audition and after the audition,
oh my God,
if Anna wears the mask, is like a second subheading, which has a second heading with a subheading that says, if Lucas offers the mask to Anna, if you grab the mask, if she auditions wearing the mask, if she auditions without the mask.
I need a bomber's notebook.
So, but remember as I was reading this, I was like, it's not a terrible story. It's a terrible module. Sorry. I always feel bad if the people are watching this, but it's not a great module.
You're pulling a Rory at Yale eviscerating the ballet dancer for the school newspaper right now.
Well, because I feel bad because honestly, and this is a bit woke, But there's not that many female RPG writers, especially for Call of Cthulhu. And I do want to give them credit for branching out and having more diversity in terms of who writes these modules. I do get sick of seeing another fat, bald, white dude. And yeah, that's woke of me, but I do want to be like supportive of that. The problem is this one's not great. And it frustrates me because I think, honestly, it's a story. It's a story that they've thrust Call of Cthulhu mechanics into, and they don't work. Also,
thank you, Michael and Brianna. I was hoping someone would catch that.
What?
The Bomber's Notebook comment.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said I need a Bomber's Notebook when you were talking about trying to keep track of all the potential endings. It's like a mechanism that helps you figure out the schedule of what happens in Majora's Mask.
Oh.
So that you can like figure out how to get.
I don't know. I found this really sort of bleh. And then like this is great too. It says like depending on what's happened prior to the audition, the Mask of Desire and Tanaka may have no direct effect on the scenario's finale, or the investigator may have caused the additional complications not covered here. In either the case, the plot's denouncement should be improvised to keep with the storyline so far. So like, to me, when I read that, the first time I read this story, I was like, so the subplot and the main plot, aka the title of this adventure, The Mask of Desire, may have no direct effect on the scenario's finale. So essentially what this is saying is if you did put that mask in the storage locker, nothing, like, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. To me, it's, especially coming from someone who is by no means a great writer, by no means, but like somebody who, you know, does try to write Call of Cthulhu
You are
scenarios.
a great writer. Shut the fuck up.
I just mean to say that, like, it to me, if there's a really simple, easy solution, that, and this is the important part, that you have not given the investigator any sort of motivation, whether in the module or any out, to care about, then there's no reason they're going to care about it. You know what I mean? There's nothing in here that I could even get a tenuous grasp on. Like, you know what I mean?
I guess we could have really milked it and worked the relationship with both of these other people in like a scene prior to the party, even to make me motivated to make things work out, or to make me understand that like it's weird that my brother's acting like a total jackass.
But
you know
even
what I mean?
so, to me, the disconnect is what would make you worry about this mask, A, because even if you opened it and it was a mask, there's some notes in there, but the notes are all in Chinese characters,
which I don't read.
Which you don't read. And but here's the crazy thing. Even if you translated them, which the professor can, they say, a prop, the city of Dalian, Manchukuo, to become ability lack due to possibility, a royal child of a king. So not even like, do not wear this mask, it is deadly. It's like totally off-topic random shit. But, and again, after reading about the author, I think I understood a little more because, again, she's somebody who is really, I can't remember. It's like, she's like, it sounds like I'm making it up, but it's like a Japanologist or something. Yeah, it is. A Japanologist by training.
I think it's probably Japanologist.
Japanologist, yeah, probably. As well as an educator, tour leader for trips to Japan, a member of the... So I would imagine a lot of this is like authentic, and it sort of would make sense that certain aspects of that are trying to be more true, but it's just not, there's no fear, there's no worry. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Colin said, I would guess that the assassins are so the investigator doesn't want to just get rid of the mask. No, I mean, maybe. The assassins want the mask. Like, literally, they're there to get rid of the mask. In fact, it says, at the end, at some point, the investigator could lose the mask because the assassins take it from them. Like, that's all they want. Literally, this whole scenario could end if you open that box, went to the guy on the corner, and were like, here. So, it's just, there's a lot of tenuous lines. There's a lot of, like ridiculous sort of feelings.
I guess it just feels like a little bit too flimsy and a little bit
very
too
flimsy,
unrelated to the investigator.
And the thing is this is a tough one to dress up. Most scenarios I can sort of dress up and be like, okay, but I can find a grasp on this. But like,
that's funny because when I walked into the bedroom and you were like had your paper on your clipboard and you're reading through, and I was like, hey, how's it going? You prepping for tonight? And you were like, yeah. Now I know why.
Well, because even the last one, besides the gender swapping thing, I added more to sort of make it make more sense.
And you also took out extraneous detail.
But what do you add to this because it's the subject, because the whole point is this mask of desire is supposed to be a dangerous item that if you use it, it has negative consequences. Great concept. Here's the problem. If that is established that it has negative consequences, then no one uses it. If it's not established, then there's no reason not to use it.
Right. Why wouldn't I use it?
But this is what I mean. And the effects of it, the positive effects, are also not talked about. So there's no way to, like the madman at the beginning, it's revealed that he was wearing the mask, but they give you no way to know that. An extreme spot hidden would reveal upon analyzing the dude that he has a line under his chin here. But how you would get that to him wearing an invisible mask is still flimsy.
Interesting.
Also, in the meta of this game, because this mask is like cursed, she gave this mask away to this dude. By the way, this is why he came back, the madman at the beginning, because she's like trying to get rid of it, and he comes back. He's like, it's driving me crazy, which I think is cool. But so she like literally comes in, drops the mask, I guess, and she like scoops it up, which you don't have to roll for. She just gets the mask back, which I think is so weird. But on top of all that, they make no mention anywhere of who this dude is. Like, it's not even referenced. Like, this guy is an ex whatever of whatever. At least
does
not
he have
that
a
I
name?
did. No.
He's just called the man.
Literally, the madman. He's a stat block. Actually, I didn't read the stat block because I wasn't expecting anybody to pull a gun and shoot him. Maybe the stat block says his name.
Yeah, Michael and Brianna said, sounds like a story they just decided post-mortem they needed to insert an investigator into. I can understand someone struggling with this in their first written scenario, but should have been caught on playtest.
Yeah, for sure. And me being a seasoned GM, if I really cared about this story,
You could have turned it into something playable.
But the problem was, honestly, I didn't like it that much. I didn't really like anything about it.
That's fair.
I don't. When I read Party, I was like, that's cool. And then we committed to doing it. I posted about it. And then as I was reading it today, I was like, oh, I don't like this. I don't really like anything about this. So we tried to dress it up. I was like, well, we'll do the brownstone, or like we'll make you brother and sister and all that kind of stuff. But I think other than the mask as an item, there's really nothing I'm super crazy about in this game. Yeah. Frankly.
I feel bad because I was really excited to bring some RPG goodness to our stream this week.
Well, no one can say we didn't try.
We certainly did. And I think we will definitely be back next week with something a little bit more cogent and a little bit more exciting.
I'll write a Call of Cthulhu scenario.
That would be sick. It's a lot of work, but I think people would be down.
Ideally, if I was to do this again, because let's talk about fixing this. I think one of the things that you could fix this if you really wanted to, which honestly, I don't mean to be mean, but I don't think this is a scenario worth running, even if it was fixed. Because ultimately, any scenario that comes down to a single roll that doesn't include the investigator at all, I want to make that clear, because Colin said, well, what? I don't know if he was speaking directly to this, but he was like, well, all scenarios come down to a roll. Okay, but not a roll made by the PC, a roll made by me. Basically, the ending of this is Joe's character standing there watching this girl either perform or not perform. And like, if she's wearing the mask, she just goes crazy eventually. And it's like, any scenario that comes down to a roll by me and they just watch it is not really a fun scenario. Mm-hmm. So... But if I had sat down with Joe and been like, hey, so FYI, you're going to get a mask, and I really want you to do everything you can to stop Lucas from wearing that mask or using the mask. That probably would have saved the scenario. The problem is that kind of takes out the whole mystery of everything. You're basically telling the person what they have to do for a game.
Which, to a certain degree, sometimes we do prime each other in terms of like, hey, I want you to be motivated to blah, blah, blah this game. Just to give them, like, for instance, I might tell Harlan, like, hey, I really want you to definitely investigate this cave. Because if you don't, then you're going to miss a bunch of stuff.
For sure. I think ultimately, though, in the end of the day, if we're doing something, I really want to make sure that the story at the end makes me feel like, oh, that was good.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, even the last adventure, we had fun with it, but there were things in there that I was like, it wasn't that great. But I think we made it good from it. This one has some pretty
glaring issues
and thin lines. I really don't like any of the dramatis personae they do in this. Any of the characters as written.
I liked Kirill.
That's not how he was written, though. He was written as a Russian.
That's true.
I played him that way.
I liked his red bow tie.
Yeah, that was part what they did. Yeah, that's right. He's also being coerced by the Japanese assassins as well. Yeah. He's currently in a great strain. He's like the one that's like, you got to get rid of this mask. That's one way that you kind of can find out, I guess, that it's a dangerous mask, sort of. If you, for some reason, go to not during the party, but if you go after to the guy and you're like, hey, so there's this thing. And,
Well, that was cool.
Yeah. Anyway, so that was
it, guys.
That was the game and the deconstruction of Does Love Forget. So we've now played both of these scenarios. I think the first one is much better than the second one.
Yes.
I think the first one just has a better like hook and a better everything. It's not an amazing scenario by any means, but it's definitely better than the other one.
There's some other one-player RPGs that we were looking at as well, right?
One-player ones, yeah, but two-player ones, I haven't seen any others.
No, there's one where it's like a romantic one.
Oh, yeah, we have that downstairs. It's got like a Jenga tower.
Yeah, is it Jenga-based?
Yeah.
I mean, we could talk about doing that, maybe.
We could do that, for sure. Be a romantic
As long as people don't mind us being a little bit romantic.
Maybe. I don't know. Honestly, I am sort of motivated to run a better Call of Cthulhu game.
Yeah, that's fair. The Strange, I think we're done The Strange.
I don't know. We'll figure out The Strange.
There might be one final episode in the chamber,
at some point.
But honestly, Alex is a hard guy to pin down. And really, the dates that he's free, we like to try to do dice shame stuff instead. Yeah. So between him working and having 2 babies, it's a lot.
I will say this though. I think, and I'm saying this for my own because I know how tough it is to write a scenario and all that kind of stuff. But I do feel officially that we gave this a fair shot. I don't think I came in with any sort of like perceived negativity. I don't think I rolled my eyes sitting down at the screen.
Not at all.
You know what I mean?
Very
like
genuine. That's
what I mean. I think that's really. I think I really did give it a fair shot because
I also kind of let the scenario get to me just personally.
Well, that's not your fault though. That's just real life. Sometimes it happens. But I think we gave it a good shot. I don't regret trying it. I don't think it's the first time I don't think we've ever completed an RPG though.
Really?
I don't think we've ever like puttered off halfway through a game, have we?
A pre-written module?
Any game. I don't think on the Invictus have we ever like puttered off.
Just been like, all right, that's enough of that for
now.
Yeah,
I don't think we've ever done that.
I mean, you've definitely done it on like a spooky stream where you'll start playing a game and be like,
yeah, fuck
nah,
that. Yeah, it's so true. And that's kind of the feeling I have here too. I'm like, ugh. If I mean, honestly, if you guys really want more of The Strange, we can probably do The Strange. If it's the first time in a damn good streak going.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, you still got to see an hour of the RPG.
Lucas wants to know if we would run a 10 candles game. Honestly, for all of my experience in the RPG world, I've never really looked into 10 candles and I don't know what it's about.
I've played it once and I wasn't that crazy about it, frankly. It's a lot of work.
Is it?
To me, it's like Powered by the Apocalypse games.
Okay.
Which, to me, I know
you have issues with.
Well, I have issues with those for different reasons. But the element of 10 Candles is that everyone contributes to the storytelling.
I like that.
I do sometimes, honestly. It's a 50-50. Sometimes I want to sit down. I want to pretend I'm a character. Sometimes I want to be a GM along with the GM. And I think the time I played 10 Candles, I just wanted to play a game. I didn't want to be involved in the game. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work sometimes. And especially if you roleplay as much as us, between Dice Shame and Malevolent and The Week, sometimes you're like, I want to be a character. And when it's a 10 Candles game and you're doing the narrative work, you're like, okay, well, this isn't really like a break.
Yeah, you're not a passenger.
Exactly, which I love sometimes being a passenger. I also love directing the train sometimes. So let's say this officially. Maxine, you open your eyes. You wake up.
I'm so drunk. That party was awesome.
That's right. You had this weird dream about this parcel. And as you head downstairs to the ringing doorbell, you open it to see a young man holding a letter out to you. Mail for Maxine Hart.
Oh, that's me. Thank you so much.
Here you go. And he hands it off to you.
I blearily open the letter.
You call out to the brownstone. Anna's out, ready for her audition tonight.
God, I hope she does good.
Your brother signed a letter at work. You feel the letter in your hand. The corners seem a bit warm, like it's traveled. The location from Arkham, Massachusetts. You curiously peel open the letter and read something that sends you back to Arkham. It's time to come home, the letter says. And for a moment you shake your head. No, I grew up in New York. And yet, folded into the piece of paper is a birth certificate. Maxine Hart. 18, whatever. Arkham, Massachusetts. Arkham Hospital. And at the bottom of the page, an address. What do you do?
I Google it.
Okay, well, I'm trying to bring us into another story.
I'm dumbfounded. Are the names of my parents on the birth certificate?
No. 2 names that you don't recognize.
I'm shocked. I take the letter and the birth certificate and I close the door out to the street and I walk back to my room and I sit down heavy on my bed. I'm gonna have to buy a ticket.
The next few days go by pretty normally. You tell your brother that you need to head to Arkham for a mysterious reason. He doesn't recognize the birth certificate and questions its validity, but you feel something in you, a pulling towards an unknown destination. Anna's audition went wonderfully, and after succeeding, the loud round of applause that Lucas gave her immediately told her that he was the one for her. The 2 of them are now dating as you sit on a train riding to Arkham. And we'll end there. Maxine Hart in a proper game there. Just a hangover. That actually kind of works, really.
Yeah, that works.
You drunk really well. You woke up. You got a letter coming back home.
Yeah.
It's not much of a game, but it's a better story. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you bearing with us. Sorry tonight was a little bit weird, but, we're a weird stream. Get over it.
Come back here behind the curtain with us.
Yeah, this is what you get. Have a wonderful night, and as my lovely lady always likes to say,
it's time to go to work.
Time to go to work, guys. Good night.